The Bertie-Sperry Show, weekdays at 3, starting September 13th.
Eyewitness News at 6 is next. Did a major Bay Area department store use surveillance cameras to spy on women in a way that had nothing to do with security?
And how long can you expect to live? A new report says you could live longer than you might think or even want.
And is there really a way to protect people from a hurricane like Emily before it hits? We'll look at the problems with predicting storms.
You are watching KPIX Channel 5. Now, live Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening. Should a retail store have the right to peek into your dressing room in the name of security? The JCPenney company is now denying charges. Peephole security tactics were used on female customers and on employees. This all stems from a lawsuit by a former assistant manager. Ken Bastida reports.
This videotape was allegedly shot by a hidden security camera installed in the JCPenney store in Concord. But the woman pictured in the tape is not a customer. She's an employee who is now suing the retailer, claiming the surveillance had nothing at all to do with security.
As I'm bending over, the camera is following me around, zooming in on my bust, trying to look down my dress, you know, and it's just so obvious. It is just completely obvious what they're attempting to do.
Catherine Hernandez has filed the lawsuit, claiming the store security team often videotape females this way to view later on for their own entertainment. After she quit Penny's, she was informed by other employees that tiny peepholes were also drilled in the ceiling above the women's dressing rooms so security personnel could watch women undressing.
Just in March, I was in there trying on bathing suits. Well, first people said he wasn't, and it really bothers me that there's a possibility that they could have seen me almost buck naked in there.
Penny's management wouldn't allow us to go inside the store to see if we could find any peepholes, but denied they exist. Store management also assured us the person who made the videotape had been fired. But Hernandez is not alone in her accusations. Chris Gordon worked at the Penny's at Hilltop Mall in Richmond for 2 years. Says she often witnessed security guards peeping through holes and vents in the walls to spy on women.
They would climb up on little stools and look down on, especially if a pretty woman came by, they would come and jump up on the stools and look so they could look down on the women.
And Penny's customers seemed a little shocked when we told them of the accusations. What if I told you there were peepholes in some of these stores and they can keep an eye on you in the dressing rooms?
I wouldn't like that. I don't think in a dressing room.
Does that come as a shock to you, a surprise to you?
Yeah, it does.
The lawsuit seeks an immediate court order stopping JCPenney's from using any more video cameras or peepholes to spy on its employees. It also seeks compensatory damages against the large retailer. In Concord, Ken Bastida, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
California state law currently allows the use of video surveillance in the general sales area of retail stores, and there are no specific laws preventing the use of vents or peepholes as surveillance tools in an effort to stop shoplifting. Anna?
The specific complaint against JCPenney's will be settled by a court, but the story raises questions about losses caused by retail theft and why stores use surveillance to try to cut those losses. How big a problem is shoplifting? Len Ramirez has answers.
You've seen the plastic tags hanging from clothes that beep if you try and walk out the door with them. You may have seen the surveillance cameras watching your every move inside the stores, but you probably haven't seen the undercover security officers most stores hire to arrest thieves. These are the first lines of defense retailers have against billions of dollars in losses every year from shoplifting. Shelley Connors has been in the retail security business for over 25 years.
Too many people today have the feeling that what's not going to hurt me, it only hurts the store, and they're insured, they have plenty of money. In fact, stores are not insured for things like shoplifting. The deductible is so high that you would never get any money back for those kinds of things.
Every day, $20 million is lost out the door due to shoplifting. That adds up to about $25 billion a year. For some businesses, shoplifting can be fatal. 1 in 3 retailers will fail due to shoplifting. And if you think shoplifting doesn't affect you, think again. We all pay for it in higher prices.
5 to 15% more on top of the prices you're paying now will go to cover just the theft, not including the measures we take.
And whether your goods are high-end like the Polo stores or more affordable, it makes no difference. Shoplifters don't discriminate.
A good professional shoplifter who wants to resell the merchandise is probably going to go for the more high-end things, the things that have a bigger value on the street. the person who is stealing for their own use, maybe on impulse or planned in advance, is going to go into the store in which they normally shop.
What about the typical shoplifter? There's no such thing.
Some people would think it's maybe someone who doesn't have a lot of money or looks poor or looks dirty, but we find it's business people, business women, people you wouldn't think twice about having in your store.
But while retailers continue to be hit hard by theft, prosecution of shoplifting cases is actually on the decline. With violent crimes on the rise and county budgets and the district attorney's office shrinking, a lot of shoplifting cases never make it to court. In San Jose, Len Ramirez, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Who steals the most? Len was told that it isn't just customers who steal. Employees are involved in almost half of all shoplifting.
Now for the latest on Hurricane Emily. More than 150,000 people are evacuating the North Carolina coast tonight, most of them tourists. Also, forecasters now are warning Hurricane Emily may be a threat to Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. At this hour, Emily is about 260 miles southeast of Cape Hatteras, with winds gusting to 95 miles an hour. The storm expected to hit the mainland sometime tomorrow. Charles Ziwi is in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. One of the areas now under a hurricane warning. Charles, you were in Morehead City. You're on the move, huh?
Well, David and Anna, we're out here on the Barrier Islands where we're told by the forecasters this could be very close to the center where Emily comes ashore, basically because they're taking another look at it. Storm's tracking a little bit more west than north right now. That may change tomorrow. It may change an hour from now. But right now, we're close to what could be called ground zero. Now, thousands of people have been on the move all day today and into tonight here. As you said, more than 150,000 people got off those Barrier Islands today, causing tremendous traffic jams and clogging the roads headed away from the ocean. Emily is expected to stay more or less over the Outer Banks unless, as we have been told tonight, it could take a little bit more of a westerly jog and head more in toward areas like Morehead City and New Bern, etc. Now, what that means is that thousands of people also have been boarding up and getting ready for the storm, not taking any chances with this one, especially after seeing the pictures last year from Hurricane Andrew in South Florida. They have spent this day doing what they can to protect their, in some cases, permanent residences. Most of these homes, however, are vacation homes that are rented out to people from various parts of the country. Forecasters are saying that when and if Emily comes ashore, it could be pushing as much as a 7 to 10 foot flood tide out ahead of it. Those flood tides and that storm surge that's building up out in the Atlantic caused a lot of young people today to get out there and enjoy the surf and do what they can to make a good thing out of this before the potential disaster happens tomorrow. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Charles.
Well, with new technologies and more sophisticated techniques, forecasters have made huge strides in predicting when and where hurricanes will strike. But it's still not an exact science. As Sherry Hu reports, the only thing predictable about hurricanes is their unpredictability.
Planes first tracked hurricanes. Decades later, satellites are giving forecasters a better picture and more data. But even in this high-tech age, no one can say exactly where or when a hurricane will hit.
You know where it's been, you know where it's tracking, at least. You know how it's heading, how it's developing. But what it's going to do 24 hours from now is still a little bit up in the air, depending on a lot of factors.
The bottom line is nature is unpredictable and changes as often as the speed and direction of the wind. And that, say forecasters, is why predictions will never be perfect. From 22,000 miles above the Earth, satellites feed information about the atmosphere that's then fed into computers. The key to forecasting is sampling as many weather conditions as a computer can handle. Nowadays, we get 4 to 5 day forecasts, when 30 years ago, a day and a half was it. As computers get faster, forecasting should improve. But there may still be limits because meteorologists are dealing with nature.
It's coming at you all the time, so you have to be processing continually. So there's a time limit on how much you can, how fast you can process it, and you have to process and get it out to the field so they can use it.
It's not just hurricanes; it's the kind of weather we see here: windy, cloudy, or sunny. The people who forecast the weather say it's complicated and will never be perfect, but as the technology opens up, forecasters try to be better. In Redwood City, Sherry Hu, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Ironically, one of the events canceled by the hurricane forecast was a 3-state seminar on, you guessed it, hurricane response.
The scientific community has released a new report on getting older tonight. Can you believe the average lifespan one day may be 115 years? Up next, we'll ask people if they want to get that old.
And I'll be on call to tell you what happens to your body as you get older, things that can keep you from hitting 100.
And Brian Sussman here. It's Club Letterman and weather together later.
Looks like, yes, it's a call for NFL glasses at Shell. 99 cents with a fill-up of the world's best-selling gasoline. Large 49ers glass, just 99 cents with a fill-up at Shell.
North of San Francisco, in the upper Napa Valley, at the end of the Silverado Trail, you will come to Calistoga. Calistoga, the town, and Calistoga, the waters from that place that people have been enjoying in many different ways for generations. If you believe the water in what we drink is only as good as where it comes from, come to Calistoga. Calistoga, pure refreshment from the Napa Valley.
To celebrate Buick's 90th anniversary, we proudly introduce the 90th Anniversary LeSabre. LeSabre has a proven reputation for quality and the highest projected resale value in its class. Now, you get all this Buick quality, comfort, and elegance at a special anniversary price. The 90th Anniversary Buick LeSabre. Quality its competition just can't hold a candle to.
David Letterman talks candidly.
I always try to make fun of myself. I always try to make fun of how I look. I always try to make fun of my hair.
It's the personal interview everyone wants to see.
If people know anything about me, they know that I love crab cakes.
Only Channel 5 has it.
Do you even think we'd come down to this, for crying out loud?
But I'd end up talking to you? No. Good, no. I hope for better things from both of us.
Eyewitness News brings you an exclusive interview with David Letterman. Tonight at 10 on Channel 5.
Thank you very much.
Looks like, yes, it's a call for NFL glasses at Shell. 99 cents with a fill-up of the world's best-selling gasoline. Large 49ers glass, just 99 cents with a fill-up at Shell.
Today, a professor at Oxford is claiming that if we're careful and lucky in science, we soon could be living to age 115.
Well, count your lucky stars and white hairs before you decide whether you think that's good news or not. Here's Tony Rusomano.
I probably will live to be about 95. That's what our...
The talk around the mahjong table at San Jose's Cypress Senior Center today is the report that scientific advances and a healthier lifestyle could mean people will routinely live to 115 years old. The seniors do not think that's progress.
Unless you're going to contribute, what's the use?
To the seniors, quality of life is more important than quantity of years, but they're also worried about having more people like them on the planet.
I think it's kind of scary. We don't have the funds, the means, and population explosion the way it is right now. Where's the food going to come from, and the health care and all the other things that are involved with people as they age?
Right now, the seniors pass the time playing cards, which is also what they do to pass the time at St. Elizabeth's Children's Daycare Center, where some of the kids also say no to living to 115. Why not?
Too old.
And again, like the seniors, the kids are concerned about their future impact on the planet.
If I live to be like 139, I'd like to, if I chop down trees, I would like to grow more of them than I chop down.
The idea that these kids could expect to live to be 115 is a controversial one. It comes from a researcher who told a British scientific conference today that genetic engineering is a key element to longer lifespans. But other scientists say that as difficult as gene therapy is, it's still too simplistic a solution to the problems caused by the complicated process of aging. There is a secret to a longer life, but it's no secret to an 8-year-old.
I would try to keep my body healthy so I can live longer.
Right now, that's the only fountain of youth there is. In San Jose, Tony Rusomano, Channel 5, Eyewitness News.
Well, no matter how you feel about the idea of living to be 115 years old, if you're going to make it that far, you may as well get there in good health. So joining us now on call to explain both what can happen as we age and how we can avoid illness is Dr. Nancy Snyderman.
Well, bets are on if anybody makes it to 115, it's you.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But even as you do, I have some news for you, and that is that your body cannot help but escape aging. Because remember, aging begins the day you're born, and it starts in the most minute level, the very cells of your body, the building blocks. As cells break down, they contribute to the aging of organ systems like the heart and bones. Even without heart disease, as you age, your heart becomes less elastic and pumps less efficiently. Blood vessels also become less elastic, making you more prone to high blood pressure. And as you age, your heart has less reserve capacity to handle injury, illness, even stress. Bone mass reaches a maximum by, get this, age 35, and then it begins to deteriorate. And that deterioration can leave you prone to osteoporosis and arthritis. In addition, the immune system wears out as we age, and that leaves us susceptible to all kinds of illnesses, including some cancers. So, what can you do to minimize some of these problems? Well, I'm going to sound like a nag, but our old friends, healthy diet, regular exercise, and no cigarettes. Even vigorous exercise like walking a couple of miles a week, that can be a real good defense. And beyond those basics, a lifespan of 115 could be achievable because of some scientific advances in treating diseases. We've talked about gene therapy before, but it could play a key role. It's still experimental, but gene therapy could reprogram cells if there is a disease like muscular dystrophy, cystic fibrosis, even some cancers. But remember, genes also determine aging itself. And remember, you may have heard a couple of years ago, there's a pocket of people in the former Soviet Union who routinely live past the century mark, and perhaps we could get some genetic copycat to figure out why, reprogram all of ourselves. But I do think, honest to God, it's not going to be a brave new world. It really is going to be in, perhaps not our futures, but our children's futures.
And I'll bet you they find that laughter has something to do with it, too.
You know it does.
Thanks.
Brian Sussman is up next with the weather. We'll be going live to the biggest bash in the Bay Area. Brian's there.
It's all in honor of the newest face at Channel 5. Guess who? We'll bring you all the excitement next.
Everybody knows what a musical note sounds like. But what does a note look like? When it comes from the audio system of the Lexus ES300, it looks like the original, which means it sounds like the original.
By pooling small businesses together, we can give them the same price breaks as big businesses.
It's going to be really beautiful. I'll probably be crying. I know I will. I'd wear my grandmother's dress. I'd be in heaven, you know? That's how I'd feel. One perfect day. That's all I want.
If you need light bladder control protection, like I do, let me share something. I was using maxi pads. They were the right size, wrong protection. Then I found Poise pads from Depend, and they're made especially for our needs. Poise pads are small, like the leading maxis, but they absorb 50% more. And Poise has an amazing absorbent layer that locks liquid in. Finally, the protection I need, the size I want. Poise pads from Depend.
Tonight on Channel 5, Evening Shade at 7, Golden Girls at 7:30, Murphy Brown at 8, Big Wave Daves at 8:30, followed by Northern Exposure at 9.
Brian Sussman's over at Club Letterman in San Francisco. A lovely day for a Letterman launch, isn't it?
Hey, I think any day would be a lovely day for a Letterman launch, Dave. We're really looking forward to this one. Tell you what, first things first, let's get a quick update on what's happening with Emily. Take a look at the satellite image right now. 265 miles from North Carolina's coast, winds 95 miles per hour. It appears as if the strike probability is highest along the North Carolina coast. Now to local satellite. Thunderstorms in the deserts of Southern California and Nevada. Again, extensive cloudiness at our coast. That kept temperatures down. San Francisco, 71 today, morning low of 59 degrees. Redwood City at 75 for the high temperature. San Jose below average, 75 for the high, morning low of 58. We also saw Moffett Field at 78 degrees today. Livermore, 78 too. Oakland started out the day with 60. High temperature 73 degrees. 75 in Kentfield for the high, 75 as well this afternoon in Petaluma. California, Ukiah 76, Sacramento 80, Los Angeles 82 degrees. The forecast calls for extensive coastal cloudiness moving locally inland for tonight, otherwise mostly clear skies. Tomorrow, inland areas will be a little bit warmer than today, but the coast will stay socked in. The extended outlook calls for a little bit of a warm-up come Friday and Saturday. Guys, I'm out of time. I'm going into the party. It's supposed to be really great. Guys, hey, I'm the weatherman.
We'll see you inside, Brian.
Hey, Bill, wait a second. I'm the weatherman. I got to get in here.
Yes, they know. See you, Sus.
I thought he knew somebody.
He does, and they know him.
Dave who? Coming where? Well, for the heck of it, let's just say that until this moment, you have somehow missed the news. So we'll roll back that big, heavy rock for a second to say Late Show with David Letterman starts tonight. You can catch Dave's CBS premiere at 11 p.m. tonight on Channel 5. His guests will be comedian Bill Murray and singer Billy Joel, but that's not all. 2 mystery guests will make surprise appearances. We won't give it away, but one is a TV giant and the other a movie legend. Hint, a movie legend with incredibly blue eyes who rarely appears on talk shows. That's tonight at 11 o'clock, right here on Channel 5. And here at the...
I didn't realize it was David Letterman. I thought it was going to be the Letterman that had the show.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
Anyway, Ricky Henderson returns to the Oakland Coliseum tonight wearing a Toronto uniform for the first time. We'll hear from Ricky. Plus, we'll bring you up to date on the Giants next.
You know all about Lyons Family Restaurants, like a home away from home, except, well, with a lot less yard work, a lot more people hanging around, and great food you don't have to cook yourself. Like our special half-pound New York steak dinner now at Lyons for just $6.99. Served up straight from the broiler, tender and juicy with all the fixins. Just look at that. Kind of makes you hungry, doesn't it? So come by Lyons tonight, where $6.99 will buy you our special half-pound New York steak dinner. And don't worry, we'll take care of the dishes.
Let the trumpets blow this day. Have we not gathered here for merriment and play? 'Tis the pleasure fair, a time of great celebration. So dance thy deep and merry way, where revelry doth rule the day. Come join the dance, let the world slip. Let us discover celebration. The Renaissance Pleasure Fair, September 4th through October 10th. 1-800-52-FAIRE.
Introducing the new 1994 Acura Integra Sports Coupe and Sports Sedan. Not since Hot Wheels have cars been this fun. Tracks sold separately. Come test drive the new Integra at your local Acura dealer.
Making regular child support payments provides more than just financial assistance. Get involved. Your children deserve it.
Number 2, step forward.
It's easy to recognize California-grade AA eggs.
That's him.
They're a complete source of protein, and there's no fresher egg you can buy. In fact, American Heart Association guidelines allow up to 4 a week.
That's him.
Ross announces new markdowns. Save 50 to 65% on back-to-school fashions. Only at Ross. Now.
Questions about sports? Wayne Walker has answers.
Ricky Henderson hasn't been gone quite a month, and he's back at the Coliseum with Toronto tonight. A few minutes ago, Ricky tried to downplay the importance of his homecoming.
The biggest thing is just going up there and playing. We are coming here because with the Toronto, it's for us to going out here and winning ball games.